Next up, we head to Mille Lacs Lake for a late summer walleye bite on the deep water mudflats. In the old days, we would be pulling cranks by now, but with the assistance of my Mega Live unit, we are finding and catching walleyes with live bait tactics on the edge. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish is brought to you by Lindy Fishing Tackle and Alumacraft Boats. There he goes. Turn and look at that Mega unit. Turn back. Bobber gone. Got him. Man, I'll tell you, that right there is fun stuff. That's called fishing a single fish. Being able to pick him out, throw at him, and make him bite. And it's getting trickier to do that nowadays, and I'll tell you why. Water's clearing up all over the Midwest. It's getting harder to just go out and catch fish in some of the traditional ways that we've gotten so accustomed to catching them. And that's just plain and simple because a lot of times you can't go over the top of these fish with your boat without spooking them. So ultimately, to catch these fish, we're changing tactics. We're doing things differently than we've ever done. And you know what? It's still just as effective. So we're gonna talk about some clear water techniques today because all of these waters are clearing up. And it's just something you're gonna have to learn to live with, and it's gonna change how we fish in years to come. So that's what we'll talk about today. We're gonna catch a bunch of fish and have a good time, and if that's any indication, it's gonna be a really good day. Today we are fishing the mudflats on Mille Lacs Lake in mid-August. The fish are on the edges with key depths being 24 to 27 feet. It's sunny with a 5 to 10 mile per hour east wind. 1/16 ounce Lindy live bait jigs tipped with jumbo leeches below thill floats are doing the trick. I'm gone. That one fish out there, I'm sitting here watching the video game that Pat's playing. I threw on this one fish out here. Look over, and I'm gone because we're watching this fish come up toward Pat's. I don't think this is a real big fish, Pat. We'll see. If I need help, I'll let you know. Yeah, but color can make such a difference in this clear water. He's not a bad fish. I don't know what I'm thinking. Oh, nice. It's a nice walleye.
Either anywhere else.
Yep. You know, color can matter so much though, but I think it even exaggerates itself when you get into this clear water, and both Pat and I are using the same color. It's very deliberate. I mean, we're not messing around with it. These fish in Mille Lacs Lake eat perch or they eat tullibees, one of the two. It's a good little walleye right there. He's a future biggin, but he's a great eater today. Yeah. If we were on a lake where he could be eaten, we'll get him back in the water. But here's what I'm getting at with this. Choosing colors that are natural is most often gonna be a way, way, way better way to go. Don't hesitate to throw something in the color of the bait that they're eating. So right now we're both throwing this green Lindy live bait jig because it matches the perch in the system.
I don't know if I can get this guy.
Oh yeah, I'm literally just finally getting retied. I'm watching him reel that fish in on the live unit.
Well, got that done?
Yeah, I'm almost back.
With having to net fish.
I'm almost back in the game. Hey, how many times in your life have you had a bobber rig almost retied and then you stop for some reason and everything slides off on you, the bobber, that's what happened to me there. It's happened to every single one of us at one point or another. That's what happened.
It feels like a nice fish.
Yeah,
a little bigger than some of the
good
other
walleye. Nice one. Oh, yeah. So, next piece of this whole thing is Humminbird Mega Live. I'll tell you what, we're seeing all these fish and we're able to stay away from them. And in the old days, you couldn't do that. I mean, yeah, you had side imaging and you had ways to look out, but here's the deal, we've had nothing like this, where you can actually look out to any direction you want. That's a great fish. Any direction you want to look, see where the fish are going, see what direction they're going, see how high they are, and know everything about them before you ever flip on them. And I'll tell you what, it's become so important. It's one of those things that I tell people all the time, man, if you could pick one thing to add to your existing boat, or if you could pick one thing to add to a brand new boat that you're rigging up, this Humminbird Mega Live, it's the real deal. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Where are ya?
Well,
Got 'em.
When they take it slow like that and just sit there, I think it's a better fish.
I think,
Typically,
you know, I'm not
they
going
don't
to tell
run,
you.
but
Not going to tell you he's a giant, but he is a better fish. You know, the thing is, though, I'll tell you on that Mega Live, you can tell which fish might be a little bit better, and the guy running it definitely can get on those fish quick because you do. Oh yeah, it's a good eye. Look at that one. Come here, buddy. Look at that. Perfect. Look at that. Nice fish. Nice fish anywhere you go. It's good stuff. I want to show you what we're using because for what we're doing, you know, there's a lot of different options, but I think what we're doing personally is the best option. And I'm going to show it to you. Number one, a fill float is a big deal because it's balsa and it's made with the finest balsa. I mean, it shows you everything. Fish like that one that just grabbed it, that float went up and down 4 or 5 times because that balsa is so finicky you can tell the lightest little bite. This is the Thill Wobble Bobber. Now I'm using the 3/8 ounce size and I want to explain this to you. When it comes to this live imaging and casting to fish, this is the best one. Top end of that float and the bottom end of that float have the brass grommet in it. Then on the business end, Lindy live bait jig, 16th ounce. Again, we talked a little bit about it earlier. We're fishing green because of the perch. Now, one other thing. This right here is a Pro Series XL Thill float. Thing I'll tell you though, is when the wind comes up, switch over to that wobble bobber. This morning I could cast further and I got the first few fish. And I think a lot of it was I could just get to them. Ultimately though, either one of those floats are gonna do exactly what you need them to do and we're just casting and suspending over those fish. It's that simple.
my line's already tight. Must have been running away with it.
Lunchtime fish. You know, all these fish we're seeing, well, Pat's reeling in. Let me explain this to you real quick.
This is a good fish.
Okay. I've got the Mega Live right here, and I'm actually turning this and looking for these fish. I'm running this humminbird back here, Helix 10, just on the Mega Live. Up here I'm running my map and I'm running my 2D. But one of the things that's so cool about the Illumicrafts is because I've got this track system along this whole boat, I'm running my Mega Live mount on the track system and I can slide it to anywhere I want to put it.
You're under 2.
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
I'm glad somebody's watching my bobber.
He's gonna take your rod.
He's taking the rod. How's this for chaos? This is fishing right here, boy. Want to go to the other side?
Oh,
we can.
he's here, he's here.
Okay.
I think you're gonna see him in a
Here we
sec.
go. Oh,
Took now one more
yet.
run.
Okay.
All right. Thought he was about ready there.
Here he is. Okay, you take the net. Let me deal with this. See if I can catch back up to this guy. Man, this is just cool stuff. It's just cool stuff. Okay, got him. Here you go. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are just dandies.
2 good ones at the same time. Right out of that same area.
Beautiful.
That is awesome.
I'm gonna get this guy back in the water. Thanks for playing, big fella.
What an awesome double that was.
All right, that one took off.
All right. Look at that. How cool is that? That is a double. That is good stuff. Wow. Get out of here, buddy. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is.
Stick him.
Yeah, we got him. You know, one of the things I'll tell you that I think it's changed too. There was a time, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, bobber fishing, my dad would always say, count to 10, count to 10. You gotta count longer, you gotta stay on them longer. And I'll tell you, I think in this clear water, these fish, they're just flat out more finicky. I think you gotta get to them a little quicker.
I give them 3 or 4 seconds guiding usually.
Here we go.
And a lot of times they'll spit it on me if I don't.
Right. And if you don't get to them, I mean, it's almost like they just figure out that something's wrong. Look at that, settle down there, big boy. That's a great way to wrap up a day, I'll tell you what. This has just flat out been fun.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah. These fish, I know it's easy to think that these fish are just not biting when you get to this time of the year, but let me let you in on something, they're still biting. they just change when they get to this time of the year in this clear water. So getting out, using all your electronics to your advantage, going to those high percentage spots right off the edges of the structure, all those little things come into play and they can put together a real good day of fishing. Jon Thelen's Destination Fish has been brought to you by these great sponsors.